Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
So tell us your name and tell us who you are, what you do.
My name is Mamadou. I am Executive Vice President of FONSIS, which is the Strategic Investment Fund of Senegal. Senegal is a West African country, as you know about. So I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to address your audience, which is for some of it based in Africa. So African youth, and we here in New York, we participated into an African Investor Forum. FONSIS received an award this year. It's a Sovereign Investment Fund Initiative of the Year. And it is showcasing the good work we're doing in Senegal in the frame of investing for developing the economy. So we're very pleased to actually have received this award and very pleased to address your audience.
Okay, tell us the award again, please.
It's Africa Sovereign Investment Initiative of the Year.
And obviously you just told us what it means to you. So what's the next milestone? Because this is a big milestone to have this award. So what's the next milestone for your team, and what should the Africans, most especially African youth, what's next should they be looking forward to, especially from your company, with regards to you reaching this milestone and then accomplishing the next milestone again?
So let's start with the meaning of that award. The Strategic Investment Initiative in Senegal is really a project which goes along the line replicating what has been done in countries like Singapore or the United Emirates Arabs, where strategic investment funds have played a very significant role in actually developing or being a good partner to private sector in developing the local economy. We receive assets from the states, and we leverage that asset to attract private investment into the economy. The idea of actually basically leveraging public money or public asset is something which has not been done very frequently in Africa. Most of the governments have actually sizable pools of assets which are sometimes not managed, which doesn't really produce revenues, which are not leveraged. So the idea is, if you actually pull that into a strategic investment fund, which is managed by investment professionals, which is leveraged and showcased into the capital markets and to international investors, you can actually have a better case for attracting international investment, and also a better case for developing the private sector. And that's one of the goals of this initiative.
So, what advice do you have for young CEOs, young emerging CEOs, especially African young emerging CEOs? What advice do you have for them? And what's the main challenge that you think is kind of generic that they most likely will encounter, and what's the word of encouragement for them to overcome?
When I started working in the markets, a long time ago, it was in the 90s, I started actually working in commodities markets. Then I did energy arbitrage, and I went into private equity. By the time I started working, it wasn't really easy to start a career in finance in Africa. Now, across sectors, actually, young people can start their professional life in Africa because the continent is opening up. We're here in New York to showcase the fact that it's not a thing to come. Africa is part of the asset allocation of some of those big institutional investors which are actually sitting here. And this is something that's going to grow and being developed. The forum we had today was a way of thinking around how best to attract some of those institutional investors into infrastructure. And we have other fields. You have agriculture. You have the financial services. We try to develop the mortgage markets inside countries. So all that to say that basically Africa is now within the agenda. And the only advice I would give to an entrepreneur or young CEO who's actually now trying to develop his business is don't travel, don't get yourself abroad. You can go to have expertise, but Africa is the place to be now to develop your business, and going forward 10 years from now, you will realize that you have made the right choice.
Thank you so much for that word of wisdom.
Yeah, I thank you. And maybe to add just a few words about African development. We are now at a turning point, really, for Africa. Yes, the continent has a lot of resources, and we know that natural resources that has to be leveraged. We need to develop industrial platform to transform that and not export raw materials. That's for sure. Yes, the continent is huge continent. It's a vast territory. You could actually incorporate the USA, China, part of Europe, India inside the continent and still have some room. So it's a huge continent with a little bit more than 1 billion people. So it's really an empty continent. There are few people into a vast territory. We have a lot of rooms, a lot of land, we have a few people, and really the next challenge is to give to the young people in Africa the opportunity, the good education. We have to give them opportunities into their own countries and really open up the playing field. But today the world is internationalized, and really we can do from Africa whatever people are doing from Hong Kong, whatever they are doing from San Francisco, whatever they're doing from Paris or elsewhere. And really we have to jump into the innovation bandwagon. We have to invest into research, and development. We have to invest into innovation. Fintech is an African reality. It is something we're living and practicing every day into our continent. It's not the case in the US. It's not the case in Europe. So we are at the forefront of some of those innovation, and we really need to look at the continent now with a new eye. You know, it's new marketing, nothing negative. You know, really, Africa is in the map, and positively we have to work as African on the best way to showcase and to work around the public image of a continent, so that people see the good thing and the reason why they should come invest and work alongside us, rather than the negative sound bits.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate your time and everything. Congratulations again on your award. Thank you very much. So